Welcome, everybody. It's December 16th. Let's go ahead and close our eyes. It's our school community gathering. Once the eyes close, just see if you can surrender to the breath. Noticing that you don't need to do anything, but automatically the breath enters and exhales. And as you breathe, I would love you to imagine or visualize or see you and the energy of your inner presence are breathing together. So as you breathe in, your inner presence and you breathe in together. And as you breathe out, you let go. Inhaling, receiving the love, the oxygen, the presence of the I am. And on the exhale, releasing past, releasing fears, releasing carbon dioxide, allowing yourself to be here now. Maybe this is the first time you've had a chance to just sit and meditate. And be still. Seeing if you can just surrender into this moment. To not change anything. Not make anything different or better. But be present to the I am. That is you. The one affirmation from Course in Miracles they want me to bring in right now is, I am not this body. I am free. I am still as God created me. Take that in. You can even change it. I am not this body. I am free because I am as the divine created me. I am as love created me. There you go. There's nothing broken, nothing lacking. The consciousness of the I am. Staying here for about 5 or 6 more breaths. Now, when you're ready, start to come back into the room, back into this moment. Open your eyes when you're ready. So great to see everybody. Amazing. I'm not sure what I'm going to ask this question, but anyone want to share anything as we get going here? All right, cool. All right, we'll just start. So I was tuning into the group this morning as to what to start with. So because we're in the month of gratitude and next month we move into the month of abundance, we want to make sure we're still doing our forgiveness work, right? Is anyone getting triggered as we get closer to the holidays from family members, lovers, old friends, stuff like that? Okay, we got a handful of people. Okay, cool. Remembering that there is no out here and in here. There is just the one. So if we're getting triggered by something out here, it's being asked us what in here, what thought process in our mind is that person representing? And a simple thing of forgiving that thought. So for example, if somebody outside of you is triggering you because, you know, they're all about the right and wrong in the political game, that is obviously something in your mind. And so can you forgive that thought? And so that's one part we might speak about in the coaching part. And the second part, Yeah, they're saying there's a lot of relationship dynamics going on. Anyone having relationship dynamics? Why do I keep feeling that from some of you guys? Okay, cool. Maybe it's you, Linda. I'm feeling the relationship game is like, so the spirit uses three main areas of our lives to give us our contrast. So three main areas being relationship, health, and your bank account. Okay. So all the reason spirit uses those is because those will wake you up and shake you up. And we want to remember, because I know a lot of you guys have known for years, some of you are brand new to me, the work never ends, right? So we're just digging into deeper stuff in our unconscious or our subconscious, courtesy of our family, our culture, and so on. So how many of us have the belief that we are lacking in some way? How many of us have that belief? Lacking in any way? Bank account, money, fatigue, all that kind of stuff. Okay. So a reminder, this body is a projection of the I am. In one of the meditations I was teaching over the weekend, don't ask me which one I was teaching. I like to think of it like a funnel system. So there's like a funnel up here. And if you've ever read the I Am Discourses by Saint Germain, you understand that this body, this experience here on the planet, is a complete reflection of this funnel. This funnel represents your connection to your God self. I think of it like a purple funnel. And this is who I am, as a capital I am. This is who I am in the spirit. This is who I am in the love. And then I have this reflection of the human body. And maybe as a child, you were told you are not enough. Then that's contradictory to this funnel. Does that make sense? You're told you, loser, are not enough. And yet there's this funnel trying to give you purple fluid into your brain going, you're a child of God. What's going on? And that difference is the anger, the frustration, the fear, the resentment, the sadness that you feel. So what do you do with that? You have gratitude for the thought because it gives you a chance to heal something. And you have to forgive the idea that you're not that, which is what we did last month. And forgiveness never stops, right? But you can either be in judgment or in miracle mode. Those are the only two modes you can be in. I was teaching a retreat in Mexico, and that was like the theme of the retreat, was either judgment minded or miracle minded. And that's it. And any thought that you're less than is what? It's judgment minded. But it's the willingness to recognize that you have that thought and giving that thought to God and forgiveness. I had this interesting experience last night. So two of my clients who over time, I've known these guys for like 8-9 years. I don't know how long. Over time, your clients become your friends, given the work you do. So two of my clients who have become kind of in that friend zone, right, which happens, but you don't necessarily socialize with them. They wanted to take me out to dinner last night to thank me. So I'm like, cool, I'll go to dinner. I'm not going to argue with that. And they're both like, 6, 7, 8-figure type people. And so they took me to this fancy restaurant in Vancouver, which, is like, if you know Divvy, she's just like, I'm happy with a burger, a veggie burger. And so we go into this restaurant, and one of the guys knows the manager, knows the waiter, knows the owner. And I'm sitting back, and he's talking about having lost $8 million this year and how I helped turn his life. And I'm like, he's talking about $8 million like you and I would talk about $8. Right. And of course he was upset about it, but it was like contrast for me of just like, wow, it triggered in me that less than energy, if that makes sense, because I was in a restaurant with all these people. Right. And so it was actually quite funny. And I sat there last night after I got home, like at 10 o'clock, which is way past my bedtime. It's like, that's interesting. Right. So I thought I'd bring that into here because that is obviously a reflection of something we all go through. But then when we go there, we lose gratitude. You see how it works? I can be in the less than or in the gratitude for what I have. And the only reason these two men are so, wealthy is because even though now they know the concept of this, and they made all this money before they met me, but I just cleaned a lot of this up for them. They believed they were that. Does that make sense? They believed that they were that. They believed from the time that they were little that they were going to be well off. They believed from the time that they were born that their destiny was X, Y, Z. So they had this purple field here all the time. That's who I am. I am this, I am that. And they went out to prove it, and they come to see me because that proving causes them problems. So where I'm going with this is at each moment, you can either be in the I am purple energy or in this lack consciousness. But the lack consciousness, the ego, is what runs our nervous system. It runs us fight, flight, freeze, and it keeps us busy. And we'll either see it in relationships or in our health or in our bank account. And for today's class, we're going to use it in relationships. Is that cool? Because they keep saying do relationships. So we'll do relationships. And by the way, if you're not registered for my thing tonight, if you want to hang out with me twice today, I am doing another call tonight. Oops, wrong link. Sorry, I had the link into my cut and paste, but give me a second. I'm going to grab the link. I'd love to have you come if you want to come. Tonight we'll be talking about lots of fun stuff. We'll be closing 2024. We'll be talking about 2025. It's tonight at 6 p.m. my time zone. You can register and get the recording if you wish, but you can register there if you want. But let's talk about relationships. Are you guys cool with that? Talk about relationships and kind of trauma and drama and relationships. So I'm all about like making this work streamlined for your left brain and your right brain. Cool? So I think of it like a 5-step process to make your life super easy. And the first step is to identify the story. And I'm all about algorithms too, because if I have things like the algorithm, I don't know if the word is algorithm, but the synopsis of this is the word sprite. You'll see where I'm going with this. S stands for story. You need to recognize what your story is. And I do all of this in my retreats. Okay. It takes, some people are really good and they know their story right off. Oh, he hurt me. He abandoned me. He was mean to me, whatever. But most people don't want to recognize that story because it's so big, right? And it's why people avoid the work, because then they have to face their story. But number one is to recognize your story. Okay. Then P is to understand the pain, because it's bright. Pain behind the story. What is the pain? I'm angry. I'm sad. I felt abandoned. I felt lack. Are you guys with me? Still haven't lost you? You guys with me? And the third step, and this is going to come up over the holidays, whether you like it or not, which is probably why I'm doing this, because over the holidays, we're with our family, with our friends, with people that drive us crazy, and relationships get really triggered over the holidays. Okay, so that's probably why I'm doing this. And the third step is to release. And because all of you who are on this call are actually super advanced in your emotional awareness, I'm not saying stuff that's going over your head. The first step is to recognize the story. What is the story? The second step is to recognize the pain that you feel from the story: abandonment, anger, sadness, worry, and so on. The third step is to release it. And that might come up as, getting angry, hitting a pillow, crying. To be honest, this is where most people stop. They stay stuck there and they keep looping. He hurt me. Then I go back to the story. Then I go back to the pain. And I just stay in that story. Making sense? Now we're going to have the breakthrough. What's I? Crap. What's I? This is hilarious. Oh yeah. I think the next step is I am. The fourth step is to recognize the I am in you. The I am in you is the divine love. Now, most of your friends and family who are going to drive you crazy over the holidays, they're going to stay stuck in the story. And they might go to the pain, but they'll hardly release it. But they might release it by getting angry at you. They might be angry and release it by being passive aggressive to you. But that's okay. You know the next two steps, which are the pivotal pieces to healing. And for those of you guys who have been to my retreats, we do this a lot. Story number one, pain number two, release. Then the fourth step that is probably the most important is the I am. And that's the funnel. That is the witnessing of the story and recognizing you're not that story. And then the last one. There's two more. Tools and techniques, such as, and there's a whole bunch of them, forgiveness, to get you closer to the divine I am. And then there's one more. And then E, and so the tools and techniques are some of what I'm doing here on school. But in my experience, I know a bunch of you like Eve and Lindsay and Tina have been to some of my retreats, but the retreat experience is really about experiencing the tool and letting go. And that letting go is where you get closer to the E, which is experience miracles. Okay. Because the experience of miracles, and I've spelled that wrong, but that's okay. Experience of miracles is available right now. right now, in a drop, just right now. When you step into the I am and you go, oh, look, that character called Rachel thinks XYZ. That's not who she is. I can, because now you're in the I am, right? And I'm going to use a tool. Let me think of all the tools I've learned. Let me forgive that thought. Let me give that to God. Let me bring in the Divine Mother. Let me do whatever tools I've got, what I'm going to learn. I'm going to keep adding to my tool belt. But if you guys can use this over and over again, this 5 steps over the holidays, it will change your experience. Oh, thank you, Eve. Eve wrote, Divi's retreats are life-changing. You have the chance to attend one. I highly recommend them. Thank you. Because they're massive. They're massive. That's why they're 5 days long. My next one's in Palm Springs in February, 7th to 11th. And we go through each of these steps. Got it? Because you have a choice. You can be stuck in the pain or not. And what happens for the retreats, and you get a whole family. It's true. You get a whole family from the retreat. All the people expect. The Chuck's been there too. Chuck's been there too. Sorry, Chuck. You're right in the middle of my screen, but I forgot. But what happens is by giving up the story and the tools and techniques in the I am is a physical experience of feeling the divine. And what I have discovered for people who have taken my retreats is there's usually like an after effect of 6 months where it just keeps lingering in your body, the awareness. But over the holidays, I want you to think of these 5 steps and go, okay, mom's triggering me. I'm in my pain. And I can go in 1 second to, mom didn't love me. She was mean to me and I'm back in my story. See how I did that? I did it in steps. It adds up to Sprite. If anyone, I don't drink Sprite, but that was the word that I came up with. Oh, I'm in my pain. Let me release this. Let me go in my car and drive up Cypress and scream. Cool. Then I'm at the top of the Cypress. Let me go to the funnel. I am. Now, mom is down at the bottom of the mountain and she just triggered me. But I know that's not who I am. That's the robot called Tina who keeps going into that. I'm going to go to the I am. And one of the tools I'm going to use forgiveness. I'm going to bring in the Divine Mother. And I'll give this to her. I'll stay up here for an hour if I have to, 5 hours, 10 hours. I'll go for a hike if I have to. But I only have two options. I can go down the mountain and fight with my mother and be upset and our whole holidays fall apart. And the mother could be your daughter-in-law. It could be your boss. It could be your best friend. It could be your husband. It could be your ex-lover. It could be your mistress. I don't care. But you go to the top of the mountain. You release it. You use whatever tool you need. You come down the mountain and you have a miracle of a holiday. And the theory over the holidays is that you're in miracles all the time. But to be honest, most people are in SPRI. Story, pain, story, pain, story, pain, vaguely, not very often releasing it. Their release is in the passive aggressive and the anger, most humans. But most humans are stuck in the story and the pain. In fact, the 2 gentlemen who took me out for dinner last night, they said to me, so Divi, and like, they've known me for a long time. And one of them said, Divi, why doesn't everyone have these conversations at dinner? Like we were just talking spiritual mumbo jumbo. And I said, because most people are stuck in their story. And they don't want to escape the pain. They want to keep the pain up here and they think that that's life. But if you want to have the next decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4 decades, 5 decades of your life be miracle-minded, you've got to be willing to go through those steps. You have to. You have no choice. Kind of make sense? Let's take a mini meditation. Go and close your eyes and take a few breaths. Settle your breathing. We've got 9 days till Christmas. So some of us are already in holiday mode. My kid showed up at our doorstep a couple days ago. So a lot of us are in holiday mode already. Some of us are already in a bit of the pain. Already in a bit of the story. I invite you with your breath to step out of that story and see it. Step into the observer. And take a few breaths. Reminding yourself, I am not that story. I want you to spend a minute visualizing that funnel above your head and seeing a purple ray of energy coming from the heavens all the way into the funnel. There you go. Good, good, good. You are love. You are beauty. You're the essence of the Creator. And everything you experience here on the physical plane is a result of your awareness of that or not. Keep that funnel alive in your visual, knowing that I am is the truth of who I am. And my entire life experience is about a full circle back into the truth of I am. There you go. And as you settle into your body, see if you can foster some excitement or some joy or some love for the experience in the human body. Knowing that your Creator is always here. Knowing that the I am power is in you. And as I get quiet for a few minutes, I want you to visualize that purple power of the I am coming from that funnel into every cell of your body. And you can put into the I am whatever words you want. I am love. I am beauty. I am fill in the blanks. And let that purple energy enter every cell of your body. As I get quiet, just do this on your own. Keep breathing. There. Let it, there you go. The three main energies that are entering through this funnel are power, wisdom, and love. Stay here for about 6 or 10 slow, more conscious breaths, letting this vibration of I am enter you. Making a commitment over the holidays that you are ready and committed to a deeper sense of inner peace. And you're open to miracles. And then when you're ready, start to bring awareness back into this room, back into this moment. Opening your eyes when you're ready. I'm going to share one more thing before I open up to coaching, and hopefully this helps you. Well, two things because they're connected. So most of you know that a lot of my teaching now revolves around A Course in Miracles. Some of you I know from before I started teaching it. Some of you I know since I started teaching with it. And it's not that I just teach ACIM. A Course in Miracles is a big text that a lot of spiritual work is based on. But I don't teach just from that, but it's a principle that I bring into my teaching. So A Course in Miracles has two words, okay? And the one word is reality and the other word is illusion, okay? They say that if you're seeing this world of pain, you're seeing the world as an illusion. But there's a whole other world that's called reality. And how many of us have experienced, like things aren't going well, then out of nowhere, everything starts going well. Has anyone experienced that? Like just, and then, right? Because when that occurs, Rachel, when that occurs, what's happening is you stepped out of the illusion to the reality. The reality is always there. And that's the crazy, excuse my language, fucked up thing. The reality is always there. And it's just you're focusing on the illusion. So that's why A Course in Miracles is like a rewiring of the mind. That's why it's a daily process to rewire the mind into knowing the I am of the reality. Kind of makes sense? And the more you rewire your mind to not see lack, the more you start to see the reality of who I am. Can that make sense? And I'll be sending out a link. Well, I put a bundle together as a Christmas thing, but you can also buy it after Christmas, where you get access to the videos from A Course in Miracles. So ACIM is a lesson every day for 365 days. So I put it together in a package, and you can buy it and basically use it every day for the year. Kind of make sense? And so it's like, and that way you have access to these videos, and every day, and actually, to be honest, that's what I do every day. I wake up, I meditate, I read A Course in Miracles, and I have some teachers I listen to, and I listen to their video interpretation of it, and then I meditate. So I put it together in my package, and it's available on my website. And for those of you in my Transformation 101 container, don't buy it because it's my gift to you guys, just so you guys know. So it's understood. If you are willing to commit to rewiring your mind, that daily practice, and those of you in Return to Self, I hope you're doing it because it's there, but it's how you start to rewire your mind from illusions to reality. And it takes time. God, it takes time. But the willingness to do it is actually the key. The willingness, because the illusion is the falsity, the lack, the fear, the, oh my God, something's wrong. But the reality of the I am is actually what blows your mind, because you are that truth. You are that love. And that's the crazy thing. I'm going to pause. I know I said a lot just now. Did I go over your heads, or did I keep you guys with me? You guys were there? Okay, cool. Whew. Okay, let's open to questions and coaching. Oh, Tina, your hand's up. Why don't we start with you, Tina? Hey.
Hi. I was eating, so I thought it best not to eat my video. Okay, so the question I have is, this Marcus and Barb thing. So I got to the place of I'm not lovable. That's the trigger.
Okay.
So it got really clear that that's what the trigger is. So I did this whole process before I went out on Friday night and worked with my inner child and said we're safe and blah 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 blah, and had a great night.
Amazing.
No anxiety, nothing. But Saturday morning was insane. It took me all day to get back to the divine. I just could not, the mind just went nuts. And so I guess that's probably normal, I'm assuming. But I guess the only question I'm asking is, if I worked with these 6 points, would that help with that?
It would, especially the last 3 points. The I am, or I don't remember the order I put them in. Yeah, the I am is the main one.
Okay.
You have okay, so and Tina, if you don't know, is in 2 of my containers, the Healing Lab and Return to Self. So she's heard this concept that the more you do this work, the more you start to see you're just a robot operating. You're with me, Tina?
Oh yeah.
And then when I step out here, it's like, oh, there's the robot Tina having an anxiety attack right now. And again, this is very advanced, guys. This is not what they teach in medical school. You're having this person over here is having anxiety attack because her little girl inside of her doesn't feel loved. And all that they're saying to me on Saturday morning is, I kept hearing the word self-soothing.
Okay.
You had to soothe that little girl, and she took over. So you have to jump, because you know the story, you know the pain, right? You know, to release, but you have to step into the I am. And the thing is, you can't bypass and just jump there. You have to release the pain first and go, oh, here's the anxiety. And then at a certain point, your knowing will go, okay, that's not who I am. I'm going to take you one step further, just because you're super advanced.
Okay.
In the last chapter of Course in Miracles in the text,
yeah,
the reason I love ACIM is because it makes it very simple. Okay. And you have only 2 choices. One is to see a person as a body or as a spirit. And that's it.
Okay.
And every time you see as a body, oh, look, I've forgotten. It's as simple as that, and go, oh, there you go, back to square one. So you need a bit more of that. That's a very masculine technique.
Okay.
Right? So a bit more of that masculine technique of, oh, look, I forgot. I'm not a body. Oh, that's crazy. I looked at them as body. Oh, that's crazy. They're just souls. They're just energy fields here to heal the robot who thinks she's alone.
Well, I got that.
Great.
And what I also got was I was watching and I went, oh, now I can see what the love bombing is on somebody else. And then I got, oh, now he's starting to withdraw. Now he's telling her she's not dancing well enough. Like I started to just be in the noticing and went, well, thank you. Like to me, I had so much gratitude that they were teaching me that. Like they were stepping into this relationship so I could actually see that word in action. And I was like excited. Not that it's going to happen to her, but their sole journey is to support me and support themselves in
Totally.
what my next step is. So the question that I have um, with that then, because I couldn't access her at all. In
Right.
fact,
Of course.
still gone. Now I'm wondering if I had started to hit a pillow or something that might have brought me back. That would have been releasing the pain, right?
Yeah.
Um,
That would have been step three, the release.
Step three. Okay, so then that's what I need to because I couldn't get out.
Right.
Yeah, I couldn't find her. I couldn't even remember to find her.
Right.
Right. So okay, so then I guess it would just be releasing the pain. Okay, that might be the way to try to stop the groove I'm in, so to speak.
Right. Because you can
Okay.
see if you look at those steps, like those 6 steps, which are all super deep, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You were in this, you know, the story, you knew the pain, but you didn't release it.
I didn't release it.
Right? And
And
that
you know,
release, yeah, go ahead.
so that 30-day challenge I was suggesting
Oh,
to
I know
you,
that. I saw the text. Yeah.
um, I went, then there's a voice behind that voice was saying, it's your 30-day challenge.
There you go.
And so I got a book, but I haven't started it yet. But it's like um, I need to do a 30-day challenge on the anger piece. So yeah, so it's just very interesting. Okay, well, thank you. Now I know what they're guiding me to is to get to the pain.
I love
Release.
that.
Okay, thanks so much.
Love that. Anyone else want to share anything? How are you guys doing? There's Nina's son. Look how cute he is. He is the sweetest. Oh my God. We could spend the rest of the class looking at him. Oh, Lindsay, your hand is up. Hey, Lindsay.
Oh, I just wanted to share that my family hasn't so much been triggering me as I'm finding myself mirrored with my child and nieces and nephews with their tantrums,
Oh, wow.
which is interesting. Because yeah, like I keep hearing like, oh, like focus on all that you have. Like there's obviously like some big unknowns in my life. But yeah, it was just like I feel like all weekend the kids were having tantrums where like my daughter would like she's like, we're in a new place and she has a pool and she's like playing soccer and going to parties. And then we go to this Christmas party and they're playing this like one bowling game and she can't win. And she's like losing her mind. And I'm like, who cares? You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, this one thing. And she's like, this 5-year-old won gumballs. And she's like, she keeps bragging about it. And I'm like, you know what I mean? But I knew I could see. I was like, I'm not being triggered, but I'm like, I do see that it's like the same message of like, okay, like look at the bigger picture. So, and I thought that was interesting. And then I had a stranger come up to me on the street, hold my hand and look me in the eye and say, it's not all about money.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a way of spirit talking to you.
Yeah. I was like, okay, message received. I see how this tantrum looks. I know it in the moment, you know, but it was interesting where I was like, oh yeah, like I can really see how this is like being mirrored.
Can I pull that thread for a sec?
Yeah.
So you said, okay, so you can see the mirror of your daughter. Sorry, was there more? I didn't mean to cut you off there.
No, I mean, it was like a bunch of like, I'm being mirrored by children, basically.
In their temper tantrums.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the added piece is this person's coming up to you saying it's not all about money.
Yeah.
So is your temper tantrum about money?
It was about career. Yeah, for sure.
So keep pulling that thread for me. So pulling the thread is an expression, guys, to say like keep following that thought. Okay, that we teach in the intuition container that Lindsay's in. So keep pulling that thread if you could. I have a temper tantrum about career because if I figure out the career, aka money, then what? Stay in your body, then what?
Well, then I'll be in control and I'll feel safe.
You nailed it. And so what you've done there is, and I know you know the Abundance book by John Randolph Price, right? You know that book? If you think of that funnel, in that moment that you saw, I have goosebumps everywhere, they're so excited to talk to you, then it's like, I am separate from this funnel because I have figured it out. Get it?
Yeah.
And Nissa's energy is around you because Nissa's kind of, not that she's mastered this, but she's better at seeing the funnel and being the reflection of that funnel. Not better than, but do you know what I mean? That's just how she plays with money. Is that fair to say, Nissa? And I'm jokingly going to say, but she sucks at other areas. That was a joke, just so Lindsay didn't feel. That was a total joke. That was a total joke, right? And so, Lindsay, it's like understanding that you can take the lid off that you're this human. Right there. And now they're saying go deeper. Why do you think you do this temper tantrum around money and your career? Stay in your body. Stay in your body.
Because I feel like I've been doing the like releasing and trusting for so long, and it's still just like that's how I feel. I feel like I've read the abundance book, I've been doing it, I trust. And then it was like I got news of like I got like news I didn't want. And then my temper tantrum was like basically I was like, I keep trusting you and you don't show up.
Got it. And the news you didn't about more about your company not selling? Is that the news?
Oh, that could be like one of the things.
Okay, but other things do. Intergenerationally, where is the trust around money? If you go back one or two generations, where's the trust around money and self and worth and all that stuff? They're actually showing me your dad this whole time, just so you know.
Yeah, I definitely get money stuff from my dad. I wouldn't know like beyond my parents.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like I think that they struggled, but nothing, I wouldn't know like their immigration story or anything like that.
And they immigrated or their parents immigrated?
Yeah, it would have been beyond my great grandparents that came to Canada. Like we're like fourth generation Canadian.
From where?
White Europe.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. And your dad's story around money is what?
It was always his responsibility.
God.
Like he took care of his parents. He had to financially support his mom. And then for him, like success, security, milestones, having like made it or like success is around money.
And so I know you're open to this. So even the surrender is if I surrender, then prove it to me, spirit.
Yeah.
But that prove it to me spirit, look at Nessa's face. And it's that surrender to spirit is the wobble.
Yeah.
To get it. And they keep showing me like a flat plate above your head.
Okay.
This is the block.
Okay. I don't know if I totally get it.
I know you don't. I know you don't. Because it's so deeply intertwined into you about the prove it.
Isn't that the point though? Isn't like because I feel like there's like so many manifestation books where they're like, okay, say this affirmation, like prove it to me, universe. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if I totally
Get now. Okay, so now we're going to push you really hard.
Okay.
If you are a child of God, if you are the I am, what's there to prove?
You mean like what is there for me to prove?
Just the universe, just any human. You are the divine I am.
Yeah, I guess.
What's the I guess?
Well, I guess then it's just like, well, what's the point of like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the point of like asking or
Right.
trying to manifest?
So the whole manifestation industry, if I use that word, is an industry to bring people, like every teacher of the manifestation world has a different intention. I'll be clear on that one. But ultimately is to bring people to the realization that they aren't separate from God.
Right.
Right. And that's the piece that's never taught.
Right.
Like, what's her name? Gabby Bernstein. I don't follow a lot of these people. Gabby Bernstein is an ACIM student. She's a big ACIM teacher, but she sells her products. Again, I don't look at her stuff very often. All manifestation.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get it? But it brings people full circle.
Yeah.
To get it? Like Abraham work. Like if you actually listen to Abraham, and again, I don't listen to Gabby, but they're showing me her face. And you actually go under all the stuff they teach, it's ACIM to the core.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But most humans aren't ready to completely go there.
Okay.
How does that feel?
No, that makes sense.
Well,
Makes
the
sense.
other thing I want me to say is your struggle is that you think you're this body and that you have to prove something, but it's surrendering it without expectation.
Yeah. Okay.
There you go. How's that feel? Annoying. I'll take annoying.
Probably less annoying than like a year ago.
Cool. Because the temper tantrum's less.
No, but I feel like it's like getting closer.
Okay.
I feel like the temper tantrums. I just read the Tasha Silver book, and she just said like sometimes it's like the final like ego struggle.
Yeah.
Kind of feels like that.
Oh, that's exactly where you are. Like in that last ego death and the next ego death.
Yeah.
To even think you exist.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's good.
It is good. It's really good. It's really good. A little technique that I use is I sometimes think of like when I go to the gym. It's like I'm doing this so that my body can be a healthy warehouse for spirit.
Hmm. Hmm.
I have access to money because it's a healthy way for me to give to somebody who has less,
Yeah. Okay.
to share. How does that feel?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still in it, but
Yeah. You might need to go through the steps of this bright and then really spend more time in that releasing, which sounds like a theme because Tina was also talking about releasing the anger, releasing the temper tantrum, releasing the frustration. Because it's hard. You're at a hard level.
yeah. I've been like burning things. That's been helping.
Okay. Yeah, you might need to just move it, like not run, but like and not just box, but like really have a temper tantrum.
Oh, I did.
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah, in my car for sure.
Oh, good. And then going to the forgiveness. I think that's what he's typing in. I don't know. But forgiving that, the should, what it should look
Yeah. Yeah. I couldn't sleep that night like at 3 a.m. And so I had a very intense like meditation session a couple nights ago.
like. Good.
Yeah. And I felt like it was like after the temper tantrum, the like a little bit more of the release.
Amazing. And it's in your neck. That's what they're having me feel it. So it's like it wants to release. Yeah, all through there. Yeah, you can feel it. Does that feel okay? I know. You're on it.
No, but I believe I trust you. It doesn't feel good right now, but
Oh, I
yeah.
know that. I know that. Trust me, I know. You're under the water right now, about to come out the other side. Thanks, Lindsay.
Okay, thank you.
How are we doing on the text here? I think Linda typed something and I think Evie supported her. Linda, you're good? Okay, cool. And thanks, Eve. And Eve wrote something. I feel like when we have expectation, it sets us up for disappointment. So if you have an idea of how it should be and it isn't happening that way, it gets frustrating. Yeah, totally. And that's why the masculine can be so challenging because we have it and want it this way. And yet there's the feminine of just surrendering. There's both sides, right? Other comments, questions, anyone else want anything else? Linda, you're good though, right? Thanks, Eve, for supporting her. Did I lose anybody? I want to make sure. Did I lose you guys? We're okay. Anything else? Rachel, they're circling you like no tomorrow. I don't know why. My guides will go like this. Talk to her. How are you doing, hon?
Um, I don't know. I guess I'm just struggling with like things with my daughter and stuff right now. She's only 13 and she's been going through some emotional stuff, and it's like I'm trying to, get onto my healing and everything as well as guide her with hers, and that's just kind of where I'm like sitting with things right now. So just kind of letting it sit on my head a lot and thinking about things and trying to figure out how to help her while I'm helping myself. And yeah.
You okay if we dive in there a bit?
Say that again.
Are you okay if we dive in there a bit?
Sure.
Okay. Do you mind sharing your daughter's first name?
Brielle.
How do you spell that?
Brielle.
And do you have any other kids or just her?
I have a son. My son's 18.
Okay. And did you have to deal with him at all or no?
Some stress with him being 18. He just graduated high school this past spring.
Congratulations.
Just some things there not working. He's looking but not working, not going to college right away like I'd like for him. So, yeah.
But more the daughter is the bigger one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, give me a sec here. Just so you know, I'm going to tell you, I just have to get this off because they said it as a joke. When you said she's 13, I heard, and a pain in the ass. One of your guys said, as a joke, as a joke, it's a joke.
No, literally, I tell her all the time she is.
How is she a pain in the ass and a thorn in your side? I see it like a thorn in your ribs. How is she a thorn in your ribs, hon?
Um, I don't I don't know how to, like, she's everything I wanted to be as a kid
Okay.
myself. Um, she's just so energetic, so outgoing, but she's very clingy, very needy. Um, it's constantly got to be, I guess, up my butt all the time. And it kind of gets a little much at times. It's like there's no space between us. And I'm constantly either at a doctor's appointment with her or something. It's like there's always something, and it's like I feel like a lot of the time she does things to get my attention, and it just kind of becomes a lot sometimes. And she takes that attention away from my other kid and my husband, and you know, it's hard. I don't know.
No, you're doing great. So here's your daughter who's quite beautiful, but she needs a lot of attention in the way of love and support and all those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
You alluded to the doctor. Does she have some health stuff too?
Yeah. We just had her put on Prozac for anxiety, depression, panic attacks. A lot of this started a couple of years ago after a car accident. The EMT made a comment about how if we were in our other vehicle rather than the car that was wrecked, somebody would have died, and they literally directed it towards her. So that kind of set her on this downward spiral of like little trauma and everything. So yeah, she's now on some medicine for that. And she's an athlete. So injuries, we're always in an urgent care for something, broken, bruised, sprained, strained, you name it, she's done it.
So I feel for you. I'm just going to jump you into the I am and the tools. Like we'll jump there. So as a parent, we co-create. Are you with me still? So
Yeah.
if your daughter's, and I totally respect, she's 13. It's not the easiest age. Totally get that. But she's in this, I need help. I need attention, mom. I need. If you are a co-creator of that keyword co-creator, what are you putting out? How does it serve something in you? What's your energy, Rachel? Because this is what we can do something about. We can't do anything about her right now. Stay in your body. Stay in your body. I'm going to help you.
I don't know how to, I mean, I guess a lot of it, sometimes I feel like I mirror myself off of her or push my problems onto her in a way, like energetically. Like I feel like sometimes I'm giving her my issues and then allowing her to make them her own.
Got it. Okay.
So
Take a breath. Can you give yourself a break? Can you take your foot off the gas with that one? Like, do you see how you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself? Like, I'm the cause of this, is what I heard you say.
yeah. Yeah, I do. I tend to stress myself out and put a lot of pressure on myself for things.
I'm going to take you into 2 or 3 kind of thoughts and beliefs that I would love you to give to God. And I'll share with you kind of a funny joke story at the end. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the ones I kept seeing, and there's a bunch of people who are in this class, Rachel, right now, who are in my intuition container, and I can tell they're getting pinged. So they've been trained to do intuitive readings. So guys, if you want to put some stuff in, those of you who know how to do it, you want to put some stuff in the chat box for Rachel for free to, don't feel like you have to. Okay. In case you get messages there, that's about Rachel. So a couple pings that I'm getting more as to how you're co-creating this. Because we have belief systems, got it, that are co-creating how our kids are. You with me, Sal? So some of the beliefs you have is I am responsible. Her well-being is my responsibility. If she's good, I'm good. Got it? My job is, this is making sense to you?
Yes.
And that's the shit your grandmother, I want to say on your mom's side, but your dad's one popped in too, are asking you to give up because it's a very heavy density that you're carrying in your upper stomach about it. It's making sense to your brain.
Okay.
Because this soul was given to you for you to take through life, but not be responsible for. Because her soul came to you with its own crap shit from another lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That she has to sort through. That as a container, we're all here as adults sorting through.
Mm-hmm.
Are you with me still?
Yeah.
So you see how your stuff is about healing the stuff. Some of the things I mentioned, I could keep going. I have a longer list I could give you, but those are 2 or 3 that I want you to start with.
Okay.
Your well-being as a mother is not equal to how well she turns out. Your well-being as a mother is not this. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And Joni's type in, she's asking for the ATM you wanted and craved.
Yeah.
That resonating? Thanks, Joni. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to tell you a funny joke now if you're ready for it. Okay. So I did the same with my son. Okay. It's full on with you, sister. He's 19 now, right? So anything you want, kid, I'll be your ATM, right? So you're not in Greater Vancouver, are you? Or are you? I don't know.
So what was that?
Are you in Greater Vancouver? Where do you live?
Ohio.
Okay, cool. So here in Vancouver, there's an island off of Vancouver called Vancouver Island, and there's a city there called Victoria where he goes to university. So
Mm-hmm.
you can only access it through ferry and plane. Okay, great. And so he had exams. He finished them on Friday night. Got loaded Friday night. You know, which is what you do when you're 19. Saturday morning, was texting me at 4 a.m. because he's hungover, whatever. His ferry was at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Texting me at 4 in the morning saying, "Hey mom, are you? I don't know." We were texting back and forth. I'm like, "Why are you awake?" He goes, "I haven't got to sleep yet." I'm like, "Okay, fine, whatever. Like, this is your journey, no big deal." And then he goes, "Do you think the ferries will run?" Because we had a storm. We had a storm this weekend, right? And it was windy and stuff like that. The ferries will run. My ferry's at 5. I'm like, "Yeah, I'm sure they'll run." Then fast forward a couple hours, I'm at the gym. I'm on the bike, and I know him. The relationship we've set up is he expects me to look on bcferries.com to see if his ferry's ready.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the role I've set up, just like you're setting up, Rachel, right?
Yeah.
So I have set up this role that I will take care of you. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at 8:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, they're running, but they hadn't done any updates that they're not running yet. So yeah, dude, they're running, right? Then I put my phone away. I don't look at it for many hours, right? And then 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, text rolls in saying, they're not running. And I look, I'm like, oh yeah, they're not running. She's like, but I need to get home, right? So now we're like back and forth on the phone, texting back and forth. I need to get home. I finished exams. I'm dying to get home. I'm like, dude, if you have to sleep through a night, come tomorrow. No, and like having a panic attack, right? And he's 19 and he's hungover. And he's like, find out if I can get a flight. And I did check. And I'm like, it's $1,000 just because, it's not normally that. It's normally like $100, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I just he texted, dude, there's no flights, right? And then he gets online, which he never does, saying, there are flights. It's just $1,000. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not $1,000, right? So then he says, this is what I did, Rachel. This is what I did. I'm like, normally the old mom, just like you, Rachel. So this is how I can see you, sister, because I'm exactly like you. I would have booked that flight.
Yeah.
This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I would at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I would have booked that flight. And I kept texting him, Raj, it's $1,000. You just have to sleep there tonight. Come tomorrow. But what if it's not? I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And this is not normal. This is me stepping into step 3 of the I am, stepping into step 4. I am. I can be that mom without the guilt. So I held it, which I've never done, Rachel, my entire life. Mm-hmm. Okay, on and off, but not that much.
Right.
He stepped in the I am, forgave the idea that I am responsible for him having to sleep another night there. Got it? Mm-hmm. And then in those 20 minutes that I did it, and we're texting back and forth, he messaged back. I had my finger on this on WestJet. I'm not joking. I had my finger to press, book the flight. And he texts going, no, don't do it. No, Raj, I'll do it. No, don't do it. Well, why not now? This is my text. Because I'm on hold for BC Ferries, which is why I can't talk to him. I'm on hold for an hour and a half. Why? Why don't you want me to text it? Because you're right. $1,000 is ridiculous. He's never said that in his life. 90 seconds later, BC Ferries on their website says, ferry is now running. And that's a miracle.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could say it's the wind, whatever. But I believe it's because we shifted our dynamic energetically. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And you can do it when she's 13, or do it when she's 14, or do it when she's 50. It's your choice.
Yeah.
Okay. There, right. How does that feel?
Good.
Your well-being is not responsible for how she shows up. And here's the crazy shit. When you shift your stuff, she will shift, even microscopically.
Okay.
How does that feel?
It's good. It's just the little things.
And
Yeah.
it's the little things that are everything, because we're an energy body. And when we admit in the energy body that I am responsible, then they show up.
Yeah.
Expecting us to be. And how many of us as mothers or fathers have that deep into our unconscious?
Right. Okay. Good. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me coach you, because they kept circling you. So, and you helped everybody.
Surprise.
Damn them.
I know, calling me out.
No, but how many of us felt that Rachel helped us? Hands up. Welcome to the whole group. So you were mirroring everybody. So
Yeah.
I honor and acknowledge you for that.
Thanks.
Anything else? You guys are good. Thank you for being the volunteer road, Jenny. You guys are good. Amazing. Let's do a bit of a close, and then we'll go on to our beautiful day. So let's go ahead and close our eyes. Take a few breaths. Take a moment to thank everybody in this container who is so beautiful and vulnerable. Rachel, Lindsay. Take a few breaths. Bring in our guides, our divine support team, our angels, knowing that we're always love and we're healing the stories within us, one moment at a time. And so taking these 5 steps that we talked about into our holidays as we move forward with grace. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, go and open your eyes. Nice work, everybody. I might see some of you tonight if you want to join me. We have a class tonight at 6 o'clock, and it'll be super fun. It's about closing out 2024 and opening 2025. So if anyone wants to join me, there's the link. All right, guys. Sending you guys so much love. Have the best day ever. I'll see you guys next week.